It's your boy Groove here back with another video, and today I got a special video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about how to properly use your multi-Z power on your units. So I feel like this topic right here is kind of not a lot of people talks about, and I really want to talk about why and stuff like that. So let's dive on in. So with Legends is you really want to focus on at least maining one or two teams. As you guys can see there, as the with Zenkai units coming out, you really want to start focusing on one team to really put all your resources in and stuff. So as you guys can see on my screen, this is my main team. I put tons of Z power on this team, invested a lot of crystals by grinding and spending Zenkai. So spending equipments on this team and have all them pretty much maxed out besides this Goku right here, which I did not have. But with Step Up Banner, I pulled so many of him, and he has a great zeal before Sun Family Strike and an attack, strike, attack, and defense. So what I'm trying to say is I spent a lot of Z power on this team, and I feel like there's certain thresholds for units that you want to work. But before we get to that, a lot of people might be asking, how do you get Z power? Where are ways that you can get Z power? So let's dive on that. So if you play PvP a lot, every season usually is 2 weeks. There's sometimes they do 3 weeks, but mostly it's 2 weeks. Depending on your battle rank, if you're at battle rank 40 up to 50, you can get Z power right here. They give you the multi Z power, but your units have to be 4 stars or higher. So that's a good way. And also depending on your rank, if you hit rank 10,000 or higher, you get a certain amount of Z power. So at 10,000, 6,000, 10,000, you get 100 Z power at 5 stars or higher. And then same for 3,000 to 6,000, but 1,000 to 3,000, you get 200 Z power. And 100 to 1,000, you get 200 Z power. And if you rank second through 100, you get 300 Z power. And if you rank 1, you get 300 Z power as well. So that's one way you can get Z powers. If you're able to make top 10K, you can definitely get Z power. And battle rank 50, you can get battle rank 50 as well. Another way of getting it is let's go to the guild shop. So if you guys are in a guild, I highly recommend try to get in like one of the best guilds or the highest guilds you can, because if you get a lot of guild coins, and you can also get Z power right here for certain tags. They don't have it for every single tag in the game, but it covers a good amount of units. So you can get Z power right here. That's a good way. If you save up your guild coins stuff, that can come in handy. Another way you can get it is daily missions. If you do your daily missions every day, and you spend 100 CC on the happy weekend, you get extra medals, and you can exchange them for multi Z power for the Sparkins, and you get multi Z power for extremes. So that's another way you can get Z power. Another way is the Golden Showdown. This is kind of a rare thing. They don't really release Golden Showdowns, but over here you can grind up. You can get some for every 100. You can get 5 of multi Z power for certain tags. That's 5 stars, as you guys can see here. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is to grind up 600 so I can get all those up. Another way you get Z power is also from the dual exchange shop, and by doing this, that's from the co-op. And right now is all empty because I use all of them, but they usually have Z power, and it's for 4 stars or higher, and it costs 1,000 each. And then there's one that's for 3 stars, or just not 3 stars, but just in general, and it's cost 250, but they're each cost 1,000 as well. So I think those are all the ways you can get Z power in this game, I believe. I don't think I'm missing any. Of course you can buy the Super Chrono Crystal packs, which cost a lot of money, like $40 a piece. So you got to pay like $120 or $40 per Super Chrono Crystal pack, and you can get some Z power right here for the premium players. And honestly, I think that's it. Another way you can get Z power is if they do the raid event as well, but that's only for extremes. So yeah, so since I got all that out the way of how you can get Z powers from certain missions and ways, I could show you guys the threshold for the Z power. So over here, you see a 2-star Turles, you see a 6-star Raditz, a 9-star Goku, a 14-star Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then you see a 14-star Zenkai 7 Goku. So for 2 stars, these are pretty much going to be units where, say if you pull them and you just look at the kit and you're just like, I don't really care about this unit. I just want him just to add in my collection. So for this Turles, I don't think you'll ever see me start adding Z power on him. Saga from the movie is not really my thing, and I don't really think he's all that good of a unit. So that's why I'm gonna leave him at 2 stars. So don't try to use Z power on units that you really don't see yourself using a lot. So just leave him at 2 stars. Now for units that are 6 stars, for this Raditz, you want a multi Z power units that has great Z ability at 6 stars for your main team. So my main team is Saiyans. Raditz isn't really a unit I want to use on my main squad, but his Z ability is super good. At Z ability at 6 stars, he buffs Saiyan, Strike, and Blast Stick by 30%, which is a crazy Z ability. And that's why I got him up to 6 stars. It's because of that Z ability right there. And 7 stars, I don't really care about the extra 5, but that 30% at 6 stars is great, and I use them for a lot for my bench only. So if you see a unit that's very good for your team, but it has a great Z ability, try to get them up to 6 stars, because that's usually when they have like the best. They usually come to like two different types of like strike attack and defense, or blast attack and defense, blast defense, the double blast defense, or the double attacks and stuff like that. So that's it for if you want to get units to 6 stars. That's what I would do. It's for the Z ability. Now for 9 stars, 9 stars is a special star you want to be at Red 2. Now the reason for this is at Red 2, I can show you guys over here. Let's go to a summoning thing. Red, a lot of people say like get them to Red 2 is because at Red 2, you guys can see here, which is 2+, you get all these buffs and it's 5%. Now if you look at all the other ones, it's 2%, 3%, 3%, 2%, and at 4 stars is at 5%. But here at Red 2, you get 5% to all your stats in the game. So that's another threshold you want to hit. Now for units like this is for units that you can see them be on your team for like a cool while. For example, like this guy right here, I had him on my team before LF Namku, and I had him as my guy, but I wasn't interested in what he was doing. All that, I wasn't like in love with this unit, so getting him to 9 stars was the threshold I got from him, because his Z ability was amazing, 30% strike attack and defense. The kit that he brought to the team was very good. Support cards, extra damage to them, and all that stuff. And honestly, I used them, and the reason why I put them at 9 stars is I honestly saw I could use them for a very long time, in which I did until they Zenkai'd LF Goku, Namek Goku, which I had, and I could Zenkai him. So units for this is like you can see them be on your team for a long time. They have a good Z ability for your main team as well, and that you want to get them to 9 stars. So you'll actually use these units in PvP battle. So get them up to 9 stars. Now for units that's for 14 stars, these are units where they're going to be pretty much your strongest unit on your team. They're going to be, most of the time, you're going to bring this unit into your team for every match. So say for androids, like Android 18, you're going to want her to 14 stars because that's going to be your strongest unit. Or say like Red Cell, you're going to get him 14 star, or Majin 21 for region. For androids, for example. So this Goku right here, I max him up 14 star because I feel like he's the strongest Green Saiyan out right now that buffs Saiyans. I like him because he's a blast attacker, so many units in this game has strike cover thing, and he's a blast oriented unit, so he's not gonna really get phased by that. There's hardly any unit that has blast cover chains. I think it's like Bardock and like Vegito Blue, but you don't want to switch Vegito Blue into him because he's a blast attacker and he's green, so he counters him. So units like this is you can see them being on your team for a very long time. So ever since he came out, it's been what, 6, not even 6, like close to 7 months since I got him maxed out, and I still have him on my main team. And these are units where you just know that like he's just amazing. They're amazing units. You know that every time you bring him to battle, like they're gonna just bring what you want to the table, and he definitely did. He saved my life throughout the Vegeta Blue meta, and he was my main guy. So these are units where they're just, you like their unique abilities. They're super strong. They do everything in the table. They have a great Z ability as well, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's for 14 stars. And then Zenkai 7 is, if your main team gets a Zenkai, you really want to get that unit up to Zenkai 7, because that's your main squad, and get them to 14 stars as well, because they're gonna pretty much be a cornerstone for your team, meaning that like they're probably not gonna go anywhere for a long time. So for example, like for my Saiyan team, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, look at his Z ability. His Z ability is good. Strike attack and blast attack, pretty good. So he meets the 6 stars, 9 stars. He's very powerful at his Zenkai ability. And then 14 stars is, I could see him being on my team for a very long time. The unique abilities about him is amazing. You guys know how strong he is and stuff, and that is why I Z powered him up to 14 stars. So these are my tips for why you should the thresholds for you to Z power your units. So 2 stars is you don't really see them, you're not gonna really care about them like that, just have them for the collection. 6 stars is for mainly Z ability purpose, for bench purposes. 9 stars if you can see them be on your team for not too long, but just like a decent amount of time, you're not too fond of them, but they're pretty strong though. So get them out to 9 stars, because you get the highest stats in the game, 5% stats to all your stats and stuff. 14 stars if you can see them be like one of your main guys for a very long time, until they get power crap like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I still use them to this day until they release a green Zenkai Saiyan unit. Then that's when I will get rid of them. But and if your main team gets ever a Zenkai unit, try to get them up to Z7 and try to 14 up, because they're going to be pretty much a cornerstone for your team. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I think it's going to be pretty long. Hope you guys enjoyed the info that I gave, and that's how I use my multi Z power to the maximum. And I've seen a lot of great I honestly got a lot of great benefits from using it that way. So that's how I use it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Gruff, man, and I'm out. Peace.